All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Dan Harley with Tech Talk, episode number 150, Fast and Cheap Ways to Work Remotely, recorded on March 23rd, 2020. California Governor Gavin Newsom, the governor in my state here, and other governors announced stay-at-home orders. Most all businesses have already been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and I think things are going to get worse before they get any better. So I've already fielded several client calls and trying to figure out how to get my clients to work remotely, basically work at home. And I know many of the small medium-sized businesses out there need this information. So this is the first of a series of Tech Talk episodes that's going to be related to COVID-19 epidemic. Trying to help businesses out there keep operating through all this stuff here. And so there, like I said, there are going to be many more episodes like this. This is the first of the series here. So anyway, in case you're new to my YouTube channel and podcast show, I'm Dan Harley. I got over 20 years of experience in internet marketing, internet solution consulting, help countless businesses succeed online. This show is for me to help business owners out there to answer some questions, solve some problems, and provide some sound advice and direction. You can find links to the YouTube channel, the podcast show, for iTunes, Android, Facebook pages, and other stuff at primeconcepts.net. That's PRIMECONCPTS.net. You also see lots of free stuff there with free tutorials on internet marketing, how to build SEO-friendly websites, and much more. And now information on how to circumvent those COVID-19 issues. So visit primeconcepts.net, and thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes, and let's jump back into the subject. So anyway, the problem is frankly, the entire world is essentially on lockdown because of the COVID-19 epidemic here. This calls for some dramatic changes for business to operate, at least for the time being, and could possibly be a permanent change too. So anyway, like I say, many businesses need to very quickly transition into work at home or remote working environments, and they didn't expect to having to do it. So now they're trying to make it work and trying to learn very fast how to do it. There's lots of choices out there. Many work pretty well. Many don't work very well, and especially working together. So I hope to simplify the process by show you some basic remote working environment services that are low cost or no cost, easy to install, works exceptionally well, and you might continue using as long after all the lockdown is done. So for you techies out there, this is going to be pretty basic information, and you're probably going to have an opinion on it. And I welcome your input for better, cheaper, and easier alternatives. For you non-techies out there, this might seem a little bit overwhelming. But so if you need help, I'm out there. I'm there for you. I'll provide some contact information and later in the show here. So anyway, a little story here. I work quite a bit in remote locations. We have another house in Vietnam, of all places, and I use basically similar stuff that I'm going to recommend. And actually, in fact, the system I put together, actually, I could be more productive there than I am here in my home studio, where I can actually some of my equipment I can actually access easier when I'm 8,000 miles away than sitting right next to it here. So, so I usually have a tablet with me where I'm able to quickly access my equipment. It works easy from anywhere as long as I have internet connection. So that said, I'm going to touch on a few things: remote desktop applications, web conferencing, file sharing, and collaboration tools. And these all have free or freemium versions, and they also have paid and premium versions too. So also, I want to forewarn you: those in medical are required secured access to client information, such as HIPAA compliance, so on and so forth. This might not be the first part might not be for you. So, but I will discuss in some detail towards the end of this episode how this works and this may not work for you. So, one more thing: I'm not receiving finder's fees, affiliate commissions, or any type of promotional credits for these services I'm promoting here. So this is my raw recommendation based on experience. And I'm sure I'm going to might upset some of these other folks out there that I might be promoting here in the future or in the past. So anyway, so let's go ahead and jump in and we'll talk about stuff here. So hang tight real quick here. Okay, you look at my desktop right now, and like I say, first of all, the first important service we're going to talk about is remote desktop or remote access to your work computers. There are literally many dozens of options that are out there to do this. The ones, in my opinion, are easiest to use are TeamViewer, which you see here, and also AnyDesk. Both have, you basically download the software you see here and install your computer. On your computer, you're going to remotely access and set up remote access from your work computer. And use the same software, basically the same software on your home computer or a laptop, or whatever, and or even app or tablet. Both these services can have multiple platform. You can see here with AnyDesk, even TeamViewer too. And the free versions, both of them have free versions of their software. You see download for free from TeamViewer, and AnyDesk the same thing, free download. Okay, and both of them work basically about the same. Now, what's significant, the significant difference between the two is the pay version is quite a bit significant. In fact, let me just show you a TeamViewer here. Products right there. I'm sorry here. Oh, buy now. Let me click on here. On buy now. TeamViewer, the paid version of it is $49 a month. In fact, they want a 1 year upfront purchase of this for one license. Where AnyDesk is significantly cheaper. It's only $10 a month, so it's quite a bit cheaper. Or even the Pro version, only $20 a month. So quite a bit cheaper than TeamViewer. Now, granted, the free version works pretty darn well. I know a lot of folks. I've worked the free version for quite a long time myself. But when you get to the level after, let's say, the smoke clears here with the COVID-19 virus situation, and you want to continue this, you want to expand on to other services here, of course, price is going to be an option. Both of them are very good quality services, so we'll leave that up to you which one you want to decide. But like I say, if both the free versions work very, very well. Anyway, okay. So anyway, like I say, my recommendation if I were to recommend one over the other, it would be probably AnyDesk because of the price. So anyway, let's talk about web conferencing. And it comes down to basically one service here, which is Zoom meeting. A lot of you folks out there might have heard of what's called Skype and other platforms, GoToMeeting, so on and so forth. But Zoom meeting, this is something myself and my team uses quite a bit. I use with my clients, I use with my team, and it seemed to be a very, very stable platform. It is a stable platform compared to other type of systems out there. One other system used to work really good is the Google Hangouts, and it worked really good up till Google abandoned it, and basically they gutted the key features and really needed an update. So anyway, with the web conferencing, what you need it for is, like I say, collaborate with your employees, your colleagues, your clients, your customers, and you really need something that's really stable. I want to add something here too. I just thought about this. Don't have my show notes here. Educators. Zoom is really getting big on classrooms and remote teaching. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're going to be offering some type of solution here for you educators out there to get your classroom back, get you back in the classroom, for lack of better terms. There's lots and lots of talk here. When I hear more about it, I'll let you folks know and make sure you're well informed of it, sir. But anyway, The big reason why I go to Zoom meeting is, like I say, it's very stable, very fast, easy to use. I very rarely have crashes where other systems have crashes. One thing, Skype is a good example. I used Skype for a very long time. I still use it for phone services when I'm working remote in certain situations. But it crashes after you have two or three, more than two people collaborating on the same conference. Whereas Zoom, I've had multiple people. I've had big web conferences with dozens of people in there without a crash. So that's very important when you do these online web conferencing. So anyway, also another thing or two is it's HIPAA compliant. So those of you who are physicians or have to collaborate with patients remotely, this is HIPAA compliant. So this is something important for you folks out there. Plan and pricing. That's something here's cool too. Zoom, the initial plan here. Let me get the pricing. Bear with me here. It's free to use. You can sign up for free, use it for one-on-one meetings, so on and so forth. And the pro version is not that much more, like $15 a month. So, and then you go on up from there. It's really very inexpensive by comparison to other web conferencing servers out there. And like I say, it is, and the free version is what you probably use initially, going through here, and you can use it forever. And so that's something that you want to look at for now while we're going through all this lockdown, and in the future, where you can collaborate with or remotely collaborate with colleagues and work co-workers and customers and clients. So anyway, let's go into file sharing. So the big thing here, it's a given here, is Dropbox was one of the bigger ones here. So anyway, why file share? Well, frankly, you're going to want to get files and docs from your office or home office computer or work computers to your home or remotely somewhere. Also, you want to share files with between colleagues and clients and customers. And it's a fairly obvious recommendation would be Dropbox, because it's probably the most popular file sharing system out there. Pretty much everybody's got Dropbox. It's also very stable. Little story here. I started using Dropbox for quite a long time ago for everything, including sharing my my documents, my tax records, stuff like that, with my bookkeeper, who at the time never used Dropbox before. So I was the first of clients to do this, and I was able, instead of bringing these big old these banker boxes full of documents, I just flash them into Dropbox, and she'd get them instantaneously. No paperless, got everything she wants in a matter of minutes, rather than me dragging around stuff. It was obviously it worked so well that she used it with other clients, and she's able to service clients across the country now much easier, faster, and cheaper than she ever was before. So this is something that is one of those forever type of services you want to latch onto and keep on using. So Dropbox Basic, let's get into the cost here, is free. Okay, you can sign up for free and use. They keep on changing the minimum. I think you get about 500 gigabytes of drive or something like that. Quite a bit, actually. And then and then the first level is $10 a month. Next level is $17 a month. I know a lot of folks that just use a basic Dropbox forever, and that's plenty fine. Even at $10 a month, I think it's for teams. Let me bring it up here. Make sure you get it right here. Dropbox Plus, 2 terabytes of hard drive space. So that's, for the most part, that's twice as much hard drive storage there that most people's hard drive in their computers. So that's plenty fine if you're going to want to go to Pro version at only $10 a month. Again, the basic version will probably work out for you, and you'll know when you need to go bump up the plan here. So like I said, there's also numerous alternatives out there. But like I said, Dropbox is the most popular and easiest to send files to someone else. Another alternative is Google Drive. and I would more accurately say Google Tools. Okay, Google Drive has, of course, file storage. You can collaboration. You can share file sharing. Also, Word, the spreadsheets, word processing documents, email. Lots. Actually, Google has lots and lots and lots of great application tools that you can use for your business and other stuff. But there's really too many things to cover for now, and I want to do an entire episode on that in the near future here. So we're going to keep that Google Drive, keep that back in your mind when you see future episodes. Let's talk about a little bit about HIPAA compliant issues, okay? Those with HIPAA compliant issues need for secure information. You need to be kind of careful here because a lot of these programs can cause holes in your business. One of the big things is, frankly, the first two things to show you is a remote desktop, Team Viewer, or any desk will create a great big hole in your system there and potential for hacking. So this is something that if you're in an environment with HIPAA compliance, you really need to talk to a better use of what's called a VPN, or virtual network, where this is where you can have your IT consultant talk to you and set up what's going to be appropriate for your situation. So, and actually, what is available out there, a lot of these they're going to use what's called a firewall. And there's these apps where you can just simply download, configure it properly, basically press a button, and your laptop, whatever, is actually connected to your office network, your HIPAA compliant, your secured network, just as if you're inside the network. And so it's relatively easy to do too. So if you want to know more about that, by all means, contact me and I'll set you up with the proper information. Probably not a good idea to talk about right now, or if you want to, we'll talk about it in a future episode. Anyway, to summarize here, what's covered should be able to get all small businesses to work remotely, free or low cost. Also continue using the stuff after lockdown is lifted. And also links to the service I mentioned for TeamViewer, AnyDesk, Zoom meeting, Dropbox. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention too. Let me jump back a little bit. I meant to talk about online collaboration. I completely forgot about that. Let me jump back a little bit. Little thing called Slack. In fact, let me pull up my Slack environment here. What Slack is the best way I can describe it simply. It is text messaging on steroids, but that's a really poor explanation of it. It allows you to really collaborate with teams much more easily. Much more easily. It's sort of like you're able to take your text messaging and categorize it. In fact, let me see if I can bring up, this is, okay, I can show you this here. You can see here, I've got lots of channels we have lots of projects going on all the time here. So what you're seeing here is my Slack environment where I have these different channels. I'm able to channel my conversations for each one of these projects into these channels here. So we're able to get text messages and documents and so on and so forth. We can collaborate them on the specific channels. So it makes it very, very easy to work in teams, especially in remote environments such as what Prime Concept does right now. So it allows us to share documents, share lots of stuff. You get lots of plugins, including Google Drive stuff, Dropbox, all these other services we're using can be plugged into here. So it is a fantastic tool, and it's free to use too. So that's going to be at slack.com. So anyway, this is something that I'm probably going to cover. I did cover a different episode of Tech Talk, but I'll make sure I cover it again. So you folks have never used this before, you understand what's going on here. But this is a tremendous tool where you try to collaborate, especially when we're not in the same location and not working the same time zone either. That's especially cool thing here too. So anyway, back to what I was talking about to summarize here. I have links to all this stuff here. TeamViewer, AnyDesk, Zoom meeting, Dropbox, Slack, in the show notes or in the video description, or however way you have found this podcast show description, so on and so forth. If you have any questions or need help, by all means, contact me. The website is primeconcepts.net. That's primeconcepts.net. Email is danhurley@primeconcepts.net, or simply call me, 760-247-4814. And I'll do what I can to assist you. Keep in mind, I'm doing all this stuff for free. I have no affiliate commissions coming in this. I have no financial support from any of the services I mentioned services. I just simply want to help you folks out there, use you and others out there to survive through all this. So I will post more tutorials relating to the COVID-19 lockdown to help all you small business owners out there remain in operation. And perhaps change your operation for the better too. So next one's going to be within a couple of days here. I also think that's true too. Please share with other business owners, especially those who are kind of freaking out and trying to figure out how to keep working here. Have any questions, whatever, please let me know. Any concerns, let me know, and I'll build an episode around your issues and concerns. So in the meantime, please visit the website, primeconcepts.net, primeconcepts.net. Bookmark this page where you found it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and podcast show. Like our Facebook page. Share this with friends and colleagues out there. Please leave some feedback. I want to know what you're thinking. And if you have any other questions out there. And anyway, that said, let's go ahead and close this out. See you in the next episode. Thank you for watching and listening. Good luck, Godspeed, to all that success, and be safe out there.